Hello. Let's talk about stoicism today, not expressing emotions, and how harmful it can be to you if you hold back your emotions when you're hurt or angered or sad by something somebody says. In this video, I'm going to talk about a client I had and a learning experience for her. My name is Bill Klatte. I'm a psychotherapist and licensed clinical social worker with 45 years of experience and 2 self-help books under my belt, here to see if I can help you with any things that might be bothering you. And today we're going to talk about stoicism, this lack of expression of emotions. And at the end, we're also going to talk about how you can try to change that part of yourself. But I'm going to start with a story about a client I had several years ago. I will call her Sandy. That's not her real name. She had 2 kids and was doing a good job with parenting and had good family relationships for the most part. But her mother was very critical of her parenting at times, tended to be kind of negative and make little digs, you'd call them, or statements. She'd come over and say, "Oh, the house could use a little cleaning," and kind of smile, or say something about, "Gee, your daughter was kind of mean to you, wasn't she there? Don't you think you shouldn't maybe take that?" And a lot of things like that, and really kind of not very loving with her daughter, and not very caring with her. And that was really a problem for Sandy. And so, by the way, your situation may not be exactly Sandy's. It might be like a husband who too busy to talk when you want to approach him about something, or maybe friends or work coworkers who tend to kind of dismiss your views and laugh them off when you're trying to be serious. Or maybe one of your children who's an adult child or a young child who's tending to be kind of sarcastic with you. And sarcasm is usually a form of hidden anger, and that's not very helpful in relationships. So Sandy was really bothered by the things that her mother was saying and sad about them, and even a little bit frustrated about it. And what was Sandy's reaction? She would say nothing. Many times she'd even smile, because her mother would often smile and kind of grin. And so Sandy was kind of left not quite sure what was going on, but not wanting to express her feelings of hurt. She would just kind of get silent and maybe smile. And we talked about that a lot in session, of the importance of her trying to speak up a little bit more, say what's on her mind, let her mother know how she felt when her mother would make these little digs or be critical. We all know, if you are a parent, how difficult parenting can be. And the last thing we need is other individuals who are not on a positive, helpful side of trying to help you cope with the difficulties of parenting, even though in this case, Sandy's mother was a parent, obviously, but she kind of forgot about being nice to her own daughter when it came down to it. So we talked a lot about this in session, and I suggested to Sandy that she just try to be more direct, stand up to her mom a bit and just say, "Please don't talk to me that way. It hurts, Mom." And then, kind of like what I'm doing, just be silent after that. I'll show you that example again. And maintain some eye contact, okay? So you don't want to argue. You're not trying to argue with your mom. You don't want to, walk away. You want to just kind of stand there a little bit. Don't just walk away if you can help it. And certainly don't smile or laugh when you're feeling sad inside. So again, she could say something to her mother like, Mom, that kind of hurts when you use that language. And what I'm doing is I'm saying no more. I'm maintaining some eye contact and wondering and waiting if the mom would react. And if the mom does say something like, oh, I was just kidding, don't be so sensitive, or, well, it's true, you don't clean the house very well, you want to try to just maybe say again how you feel, something like, Mom, that's really frustrating. I think I do a lot. And then you can kind of ask for what you want and say, and I wish you would just not make those negative comments, and let's talk about my parenting if you want, but let's be kind when we talk about this. So those are some of my main suggestions. Another one, by the way, though, is that if you have trouble saying those things directly, that you maybe write a note. Sandy didn't end up doing that, but you can. An email might work, text might work, even a phone message, voicemail. But probably the best thing, if you can arrange it, and maybe it's not that much better, but a little more so, is to write a note on a piece of paper briefly and just state in there what you're afraid to say out loud because you don't want more conflict. And just, again, something like, Mom, I really appreciate how much help you give me with the girls. I'm hoping that we can talk a little more and that you could be a little more kind to me. Because like yesterday you came in and said, boy, this house is a mess. And later that afternoon you said something to me about the kids look kind of dirty and what's going on with that. So you leave a note that way that she will read, and you could put on there also at the bottom, I hope you will talk to me about this or write me a note back. Those are my suggestions, but the bottom line of all of this is not to be so stoic and not to hold in how you feel and what you want and what you think. Say it, but don't say it in a mean voice. Don't do it in an angry voice. Don't make a joke about it. Just say it directly, sort of monotone, like, Mom, that really hurts when you say that. Instead of like, Mom, that really hurts. What's wrong with you? I try everything and you're not helping. Don't go down that path. Just make it a statement of it hurt when she said that. And again, if she comes back with other responses, kind of take them as they come, but you could go back and repeat what you said. Yeah, but Mom, I'm just letting you know, it felt really bad. So if you find these tips helpful, I hope that you will subscribe and give a thumbs up. I will be back next Friday, and we're going to continue to talk about little things you can do with communication to talk more directly with others rather than holding your emotions in. Thanks.